Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome, one and all. My name is Michael. I'm the Deputy Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Gatewalkers. Joining me today are my wonderful Patreons who help support me, keep the lights on, and keep me looking as young and as healthy as ever, as you can see by my amazing complexion, courtesy of Hero Forge. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It is so good to see all of your smiling faces. At least that's what I'd be saying if I could see your smiling faces. As it currently stands, for those of you who are unaware, I'm in Europe. I am currently amidst the lands of Germany, touring and doing some stuff with friends and holidaying and RPGing and all these other things. So we are running streams, very low tech, shall we say. So I won't be able to read chat, so my players are going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting for me during the stream, which I'm very grateful for, including things like the donations and stuff like that. Yeah, all of it will be my players, because I am on my phone, and that's basically it. And I have my module in front of me, and all of my notes, and that is it. So yeah. Now, as we get into today's game, of course, we want to take a quick moment to thank sponsors. Well, we normally have sponsors for our show, but obviously while we're away, we're not utilizing them to our best abilities. But we have, of course, Hero Forge for the wonderful artwork you can see on stream here, including myself and my avatar. We also have Fantasy Grounds, which we aren't using, which is the VTT I normally use when I'm in the studio, and Sirenscape, which is the sound effect, which I also use while I'm in the studio. But yes, go check these guys out. They are all what help make the channel look as good as it does. And hey, if you want to post on social media and be like, hey, I see your stuff being showcased on Dag's channel. It's super cool. That does Dag a favor, because then they're like, oh wow, this Dag guy, he's pretty cool, huh? And then I'm like, yeah, I am pretty cool. And then they're like, cool. Well, you should keep being cool. And I'm like, thanks, I will. And yeah, okay. Anyway, so as you guys know, we are here to play some TTRPG stuff, and of course, in order to do that, we need heroes. We need adventurers to embark upon the quest and go upon the story in order to tell this epic tale, and for that, we have our amazing Patreons and the characters that they are playing. Allow me to turn it now over to our players to tell you about themselves and the characters that they are playing, starting with none other than Schoolie.
I was going to say, usually it's Lashara.
No, sorry. Nope, that's because I'm not looking at my layout. It is actually supposed to be
OG.
OG.
Okay, it can be me first. That's fine. But I'm OG Lava Kitten. I'm playing Lushara, who is an elven witch. Caught up in the missing moments while she was out trying to find her twin brother. So she and her familiar Magnus are on a little adventure, and now we're kind of regretting some life choices, but it's okay. We'll make it through.
And I'm Scully, playing the very gruff and very down-to-earth, most of the time, dwarf, barbarian, Belrotar, who, let's admit it, he hits things to protect the brains that's going to give him the answers to this entire mess.
Hi, I'm Neil from Immersion Diversion. I play Arseni, a dwarven sorcerer. He wishes to be a musical genius, or she now wishes to be a musical genius, but causes most problems for the party, and nonetheless, a lot of them tree-related, so I can't even cast tree spells anymore.
Hello, I'm Jen. I play Aelith. I am the ranger of the group and just doing what I can to keep us all upright.
And not appearing in today's episode, we have, of course, McBluff, who would normally be playing the role of
Viv.
Help someone.
Viv.
Yep, Viv. And then, of course, we have the role of Elink, that is normally played by our dear friend Nick. They're both, MacBluff is a little bit unwell today, so we wish them all the best and hope them a speedy recovery. And Nick is amidst assignments, and we wish them all the best in their studies. And hope for a big, good, juicy mark on their assignment. So, yay!
Yay.
Now, of course, before we kick off on today's game, we have one last individuals or group of individuals to thank, and that is, of course, our lovely, amazing, and wondrous folks who are in chat. Guys, thank you guys for being here, for being part of the show. We like literally put in all of the effort, or should I say, School AI today is putting in all of the effort, running the stream and making sure everything is all tip top. Because we love having you guys here. You guys make all of this stuff worthwhile. So, in thanks for this, we invite you behind the GM screen to come and have a play with us and enjoy and do all the cool stuff. And there are a number of ways you can interact with the stream while we play. First of all, just by watching, you earn channel points that can be used at any point in time during the stream in order to influence the game. We have inspiration, we have insight bonuses, we have wandering monsters, we have divine intervention, tons of awesome stuff for you guys to play around with and enjoy. And you earn them just by watching. Subscribers get channel points a little bit quicker. So if you do want to throw in that subscription, there are plenty of options for you guys to get those big number points for those big number rewards. But then, of course, for those of you who are, of course, able to do so, while I am in Europe, I am, of course, eating, sleeping, billing, and all this other stuff that normally I do. And if you want to help good old Dag out, there are a number of rewards that your monetary donations can provide, which are a little bit more tangible and helpful. We have, of course, for $5, a red mark that goes under my players called a hero point, and a purple mark that goes under me called a jinx point. Hero points can be used to stave off death, petition the GM for nonsense that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, have bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate matters ever so slightly. For $10, our hero, we will draw from one of two decks, either the Heroic Action deck, where a player of your choice will get a free Heroic Action, which serves as not only a hero point, but a free one-use power. Alternatively, you can have them draw from the deck of Plot Twists and Flashbacks, which will allow them to create a story prompt that I will try to insert into the game while we play. Then, of course, for $20, you can donate for a natural 20 because sometimes shit just needs to fucking work. So, natural 20 for a natural 20, which are these little golden circle-y things there. And then we have our $50 donation, which is either a magic item to a player of your choosing. This can be a homebrew item you design, you would like me to design, or something from their wish list. Or if you woke up this morning and chose violence, you can use that $50 to complicate the boss battle, making the bosses tougher, making the situation more dire, upping the stakes, inserting helpless NPCs. Whole bunches of cool stuff can happen, but effectively it makes the battle all that more harder. Now, I have something very special for you guys. You okay, Scalia? Do you need some water?
That's just a little cough.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the Rona?
No.
You gotta mask up, even if we're on stream. Fucking, that's just how we do it. Okay. Anyway, so for the $100 secret menu item today, I have dug deep into the archives and I have pulled out a monster which is a fan favorite of my friend Laura Bones. It is a creature that will be hunting our heroes for the remainder of their time upon this planet. It is a deadly and vicious beast that is unlike any other creature I've ever used in any game ever before. It is called a Nissalora, and hopefully Schooley can put the Nissalora up on screen for you guys to see.
It is.
There you go. See, completely original and unlike any sort of creature that has ever happened before. The $100 secret menu item is this creature then starts to hunt our party effective immediately from whenever it gets donated. So yes, that is our secret $100 secret menu item to bring forth the Nissalora for this. And yes, we will go full Jurassic Park with this series at that point. So yeah. I mean, they're pteranodons. It makes sense. So anyway, so that's the rewards. So as we always say, if you are donating, donate generously, but donate responsibly. We obviously don't want you to be putting yourselves so far out. We are a place of safety and entertainment, and primarily we are all here to have a good time. So thank you. Also, if you do want to work together in order to donate for the secret menu item, you may do so, but do let the chat know, to like be open about it, so that we know where everything's going. All right. Well, before we kick off, do we have any donations from the chat?
No donations, but there's 2 gifted subs from Cross the Streams.
Hey, Cross, good to see you. Oh my God, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope that everything around you is bringing you luck, good fortune, and well-to-do feelings, my friend. I miss your face. I miss seeing you around, and yeah, just know that I think of you very, very fondly, my friend. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and thank you again for the subs. All right. Well, without any further ado. When last we left our epic adventurers, they had managed to steal the Shade with a Key from the clutches of the dreaded Kaneepo the Slim, a dreaded fae who had created a curse known as the Obnubilate curse, one that slew any elf that entered the realms of the Sevenarches. It is believed that through the use of this key and the magical gates known as the Aedara, our heroes might be able to uncover some truth behind the missing moments, the 8 months stolen from our heroes when they disappeared behind similar gates themselves. After escaping the shadow plane, they found themselves in an unfamiliar and alien landscape. Having traveled through the Aedara using the power of the Shade with a Key, they were brought to Castrovel, the second planet from the star that Galarian circles. One that is filled with lush, vibrant, colorful, and tropical greenery that stretches as far as the horizon. It is filled with alien beasts and creatures, both mammal and reptilian alike, unlike any creatures our heroes have ever seen before. Out in the distance, our heroes saw what looked to be perhaps the makings of a ziggurat city over by a long, very winding mountain pass. To get there, our heroes saw a series of light rails that were connected to a nearby structure that had a floating vehicle of some kind that transported between the mountain and the place our heroes found themselves, using these light rails as a means of transportation. It is our heroes' hope that upon making it towards the quarry, they will be able to, hijack it, get aboard it, barter passage, and perhaps find more information about where they are, and more importantly, how to return home. On their journey, they have traversed, cut through, and barged their way through much of the jungle until eventually they came to a river of bright red. Though it did have the appearance of blood, it was more of a heavy iron river. Leaping from rock to rock, our heroes began to cross. However, unfortunately, the task seemed a little trickier than some anticipated, and a few of our members ended up in the water, being pulled away by the current. This splashing and commotion drew the attention of another creature that was lurking in the waves. A creature known as a Amilacana, a giant mollusk snail type thing whose shell is littered with tiny holes that produce these smaller mollusks that have a parasitic kind of feature. When launched from the shell, they attach to their victims and begin to drain blood from them, a thing that our heroes are very quickly finding out. Now, for the purposes of our audience, who here currently has a mollusk friend?
I believe it was Viv and Bill who got hit last time.
Very well. In which case, obviously, with Viv not being present currently, Bill, you are currently mollusked. We are going to... Oh, and right, and I believe we have one person in the river itself.
That'd be me.
Yes. All right. With our heroes in a heightened sense of distress, let us go into initiative.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, not
All
bad.
right. Now, if I could get our players to keep track of it, just obviously while I cannot, we'll always announce in the introduction order. So,
All right. If
all
you're
right.
ready, Lushara got a 14.
Bill has got a 25.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 21.
Mm-hmm.
Aelith has a 21 as well.
All right.
You probably go first.
Who rolled? Yeah, who rolled higher?
I got a 15 on the roll.
I rolled
But if it's based on
an
dex, I'm sure.
11. Yeah, I rolled an 11.
Okay, so Neil, you're up first. And the
okay.
Americana got a 24.
Ooh.
All right. With that being said, let us begin our initiative. Bill Ritter, I believe you're first.
Yep. So, with the distance that Bill was in relation to everyone else, traversing the rocket, even though he's got the mollusk pipped in, he's going to effectively dive into the water because there wasn't really space in front of the rocks in front of him, using the edge of the various stones in question to avoid him being slipped further downstream, as he'll use each one to effectively propel him onto the next to get up to the mollusk in question. And imagine
All right.
with swimming and all that, it's probably going to be effectively all three to get up to there.
Not a problem. Let's make an athletics check as you attempt to move from rock to rock.
That is a 28.
All right. With a 28, that is going to be enough for you to be able to make your way over to the mollusk. I believe from where you are, because you were not that far into the river crossing as of yet.
No, I was on the first stone.
I will say that you have, by this stage, let's see. One, two. You are one stone away from the mollusk still.
Okay.
All right. So, moving swiftly and desperately, you begin to make your way to harry the creature that is launching these pseudopods at you. As we then go to, I believe, the mollusk.
Does the parasite do anything at the end of my turn?
Yes. Well, no, not at the end of your turn. Technically on their turn.
Okay.
Because it counts as an actual minion.
Okay. Just
All right. The mollusk is going to fire more of the amoebid pseudopods at the others. So let's start with. Okay, so Neil, you're downriver currently, being pulled away.
Well, we're tied together with a rope, but
yeah, but you're
I'm in
you're
the
on
water,
the
yeah.
rope, so it's not happening. All right,
Yeah.
so Aelith and Lushara, we're going to go with you guys getting attacked. So 2 attacks. Aelith, that is a 16 to hit.
That's a miss.
And Lushara, that is a also 16 to hit.
Whew, that just misses.
All right, they got nothing on you as they lob these large amoebas in your direction. You manage to dodge as they splash into the water. Now, this creature had to kind of crawl a little bit further up onto the rock in order to fire at you, so that is all 3 of its actions. However, Bilrutar, the mollusk attached to you, starts to swing at you and try to attack. That is a 28 to hit.
that is a hit, but not a critical hit.
Sure. That is a 25 to hit.
Also a hit.
And that is a natural 20.
Dang.
That is
Wow.
That's a good. Okay, well, so your first pseudopod attack deals 3 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
Your
Mhm.
second pseudopod deals 7 points of damage. And the third and final one. God, picking up D4s is a pain. Can you? Is 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage for the critical hit. And can we please draw a card? Let's say number 3.
This is bludgeoning, or is it piercing?
Acid.
So magic.
Let's go with magic.
In which case, electrocuted. If this is an electricity spell or bomb, the target takes double damage. Any other bomb or spell just
Let's
deals double damage.
Okay, let's turn that into a persistent acid damage. So in addition, basically what it does is the acid goes into overdrive, and now it clings to you almost like a glue. So in addition to the 3 attacks that it normally has that deals acid damage, you now also have persistent 2d4 acid, which you will need to remove.
Or hope that the water in the river washes it away.
It'll give you a bonus. You still need to make the check.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
I think that's me.
Yep.
So I'm in the water. I guess really the only thing I can really try to do is just get out of the water. So that's what I'm gonna do is attempt to swim out and climb off and onto a rock.
All right, let's make an athletics check as you try to swim over to a rock and climb back to safety.
23.
23.
Yep.
All right, with a 23, you swim back and manage to get to said rock.
Awesome. Do I climb up onto it or do I just get to it?
I'd say you can climb up to it.
Okay. All right. In which case, I'm going to help out Bill Rotar. And it is a range of 60 feet as I cast needle darts and throw 3 needles at this mollusk. So it's a ranged attack spell.
What?
Probably not 13.
A 13
against
will
30.
not.
Ah, dang it. Okay. And that'll be my turn.
All right, who's next?
That would be me. I am just going to start attacking the large creature. And I'm going to do, the precision longbow, and I'm just throwing everything at it in this one attack. So here we go. Hopefully.
All right.
That is a 25.
A 25 will hit.
Okay, here we go. That is going to be 19.
Ooh,
Piercing.
19 piercing damage. All right, it does not seem to have any defenses against your piercing damage as the soft, gooey flesh of the snail-like appendage gets stabbed, knocking it back. As it reels backwards, you realize that the underside of the foot of where this snail would be, instead of having just a sticky, slimy pad, it is covered with hundreds of centipede legs that wriggle and writhe as the arrow hits it.
Don't like that.
Okay. Well, go for it, Lashara.
Alright.
Yes. Lushar would really love to attack the snail, but it appears that Bill looks really beat up. How far away am I from Bill, do we think?
You're not far. I believe you were in the middle-ish area.
Okay.
So you're about, I'd say, 20 foot at best.
Okay. All right. That is good then. I am going to throw a 2-action heal at Bill since he looks beat up, and I don't actually want to get all the way up to that snail. I'm gonna heal you from afar.
Fair.
All right. So let me. Oops. Pull that back up. All right. So 2-action heal. Would be this one. Yes. Do I have to? I totally forgot. Do I just roll the heal since I don't have to like fight him? He's not resisting, I assume. Okay.
Yeah. He's not resisting. I mean, Bill, are you
I
resisting?
assume. Okay,
Jesus,
that
big heal.
is 16 points of healing for you, Bill. You were
Nice.
feeling much better. And then with my last action, I will cast Stoke the Heart on Bill, since he's up front. So that's a +2 status bonus to your damage rolls. And that will give me 3 temporary hit points from Magnus purring on my shoulder.
All right, done and done. How you looking now, Bill?
Back to 24 hit points. Better than the 8 I was before.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. You're still alive somehow. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Okay. All right. After that, I believe, go back to the top of initiative.
Oh, which is Bill. So with all the acid and being in the water, Bill is effectively going to dunk down his head and sort of try and wipe it off and shake it all off.
All right, roll the d20, and you need to score a 15 or higher. I would say that because you're using water to aid you, you'll get a +1 circumstance to this as well.
Well, a 3's not going to help.
No.
Oh, no.
All right, but you've moved 2 more actions, so I mean...
Yeah. But Bill thinking that probably is probably just missing all the bits underneath his beard on his chest.
I'd say that what would happen is as you're wiping the water onto it, because it's not just pure water either, you're finding that it's sort of like almost like the acid is water resistant and water seems to be sliding off it for the most part. The acid that burns you, it's kind of like when you touch it with your hands, spreads to your hands as well. So it's more you're moving the acid around but not washing it off, if that makes sense.
Yep. Second action is to... So this larva, is it just sort of protruding from effectively like Bill's shoulder or something like that?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So not thinking and just thinking that thing hurt from basically walloping in his head, he's going to just try and pull it and just rip it out.
Are you sure you don't want to just smack it?
You could smack it. I just have it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. So it has 15 AC and 1 hit point to kill.
Ah, fair enough.
If you tear it out, it'll deal 4d6 points of damage to you.
Very well. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, unlike the giant one, this one doesn't have a shell or any kind of protective casing. It's just more because it's at an awkward angle. Trying to hit it is difficult.
Yeah. Okay, so thematics and also to set up for the next round. Bill will take out his clan dagger and basically stab it in as though he's trying to use the dagger to effectively flip it out.
Sure, not a problem. All right. Taking out your clan dagger, you stab it into your shoulder. Make your attack action.
This is not working for Bill. That's a 13.
Make another attack, please.
At the -5.
No.
That's an 11.
Okay, good. I presume an 11 isn't enough to hit you.
No.
So as you've stabbed into your shoulder, you have not penetrated your armor or anything like that. You've just kind of missed it.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that's Verita.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The acid continues to burn, dealing 6 points of damage. Okay. After that, we go back to the wormy worm. There are still so many people without wormy worms, so it's going to take 3 shots. First attack is going to go for Aelith. And I presume a 18 is not going to hit.
No.
All right. Then Lashara. Ooh, okay, Lashara. That's a 27 to hit on that one.
Oh no. My AC is 17, so does that make it a critical now?
That does make it a critical hit.
Dang.
All right, so that is 6, 10. That is oh shit, 10, 26 points of damage.
Whoa.
Oh no.
So this is the creature embedding in your shoulder. And with its final action, it is going to instruct the one attacking Bilratar to continue to attack Bilratar, which it will make its attacks. Bill, that is a 29 to hit.
That's a critical hit.
Oh.
And a 17 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right.
So I think you've got a critical on the Shara to do as well first.
Yeah, so that is 4 and Jesus, 4 and 8. That's 12 damage, Bilratar, with that attack in particular.
Oof.
All right, let's go with Lashara at number 1 for our damage.
Okay, and type of damage?
Again, acid, so spell.
Life Leech. If it's a spell, the target becomes doomed 1. And you regain.
Oh,
1d8
okay.
hit points.
Okay, well, as you are struck by it, I'm going to treat it as Life Leech. However, it's not the big mollusk that's healing, it's the little one that's now attached to you. So I'm just going to give it some extra hit points. Every time it does damage, it's going to basically vampire off you.
Okay. Yay.
All right. But the mollusk is attached. All right, and the second one for Bilratar. Let's go with number 2.
Excruciating. Bill becomes second 3.
Ew.
All right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, and that is the mollusk's turn.
Okay. Would you say I'm within... I should get a little closer so I can try to target it without hitting Bilratar. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little closer. Probably try to get to the next rock.
All right, let's make an athletics check as you leap over to try and help your friend Bilratar, who is looking worse for wear, covered in acid, with this tiny little mollusk that's still attacking him.
14?
A 14 is not enough on these slippery rocks, I'm afraid.
God damn it. Alright, nice.
You leap and you flip and you slip and you are in the water with a splash. Now you are I'm gonna say that you are like on like the rock between you and Bilratar. That's where you fell,
Okay.
and downriver you go.
Oh.
It's only like a 10 foot. I think it's like what, a 10 foot
Yeah.
moving river. Let me check. The river is moving at yada yada yada.
Okay.
10 foot, yeah, 10 foot per round.
Would I still be able to cast magic while in the river?
Yes, you will need to make concentration checks if you are casting concentration spells, but otherwise, yeah.
Okay. This is not a concentration spell, but I just
Sure.
want to be able to help Bilratar as much as I can by just damaging the crap out of this snail. But I want to target in a spot that won't hit Bill. It is a 10-foot burst from 30 feet. So,
Okay, so it's a 30 foot range and a 10 foot burst. That shouldn't be a problem to aim that at the snail and not Bilratar.
okay. So I cast Noise Blast as I essentially pull my hands out of the water and just clap my hands together at the snail, making a noise, like shooting noise at it, basically. And then when it
Okay.
hits it, it needs to make a Fort DC 17
It
B.
succeeds.
Okay, what does B mean? Is that just
That's basic.
basic? Okay,
Basic,
so
so
half
it'll do
damage.
half damage.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it takes half of 11.
So it is 5 damage.
And it didn't fail, so it's not deafened or anything. But yeah, it takes 5 damage then. 5 sonic damage.
All right, done and done.
That is my turn.
And then yep, you drift 10 foot downriver. Okay, next up.
Aelith is going to do the same thing, just trying to get rid of this thing.
All right, take your shots.
Oh, that was a 14.
That is not high enough, I'm afraid. Deflected off its shell as you take your shot.
Damn. Okay, that was all 3 of mine.
What do you mean?
I did the longbow, the headshot, and the precision. So I did all 3 of those. So isn't that considered
Well,
my
don't
3?
forget, the Hunter's Mark you only need to do once at the start of combat. You don't need to do that every round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
like
you should have had... Yeah, so you made...
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm counting it correctly, your first attack is 2 arrows being shot simultaneously as one action. Is that correct?
I have where I can choose between the Hunter's Mark or Precision, and then I have the one where I can do all 3 at once.
Yeah, but no, because so the one with all 3 at once, that's the bonuses that have been applied.
Okay.
So, Hunter's Mark is already activated. You don't need to activate that anymore. Next up, you have 3 actions. Now, each of those represent what you make as an attack with those actions in play. So if you want the precision shot, you missed the first one. So now you've got your second action. Take your second shot with that same value, -5.
Okay. I'm slowly getting it. All right.
That's okay.
Let's try this again. Right. Sorry, cattail in the way. Now I can see. Will a 24 hit?
Yes, it will.
Okay, here we go. That is going to be 12 piercing.
Nice. It is not resistant to piercing, so it's going to take that like a champion. Now, that was your first attack. Now, as part of your first attack, you make 2 attacks. So you have 2 more actions remaining. Now, you could attack 2 more times if you want, or, as most rangers do, you can move to a better position if you would like.
Yeah. I think I'm only 1 rock in.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to jump back on shore to get a bit further away, but I'll still have the range of my bow to attack it.
Yep, making an athletics check as you jump to safety.
All right. I just have to get to where I need to go. All right, athletics. Here we go. Don't fall in. Oh God, that's a nat 1.
Oh,
Or 6.
Unfortunately, you kind of picked it. As you leap, you unfortunately fall into the water.
Well, remind Ella, she does have a hero point.
and a nat 20.
You do have a hero point, and you also do have a final action if you want to make an athletics check to try and swim back again.
I am going to try and swim back to shore.
Okay, make an athletics check.
That is going to be 9.
That is not going to do it. All right. Well, 10 foot downriver you go, along with
Oh no.
Arsini. Yeah, there you go.
So,
All right.
how does this work since we're all tied together?
Well, we'll find out in a little bit. Who's next?
Oh, that's
Lushara.
Okay. I think as much as I would rather attack this big giant snail, I don't have a lot of hit points left, so I'm going to try to smack this. Use my sickle. I'm just trying to chop this thing off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with the sickle, I think that's just a straight roll for me because I don't. Let me double check. Yeah, that's just a straight roll. Okay, cool. There we go. Yay. I got a nat 20.
I mean,
this thing right off.
I mean, it's dead.
Yay.
Well done.
Thank you. All right. And now I'm going to throw void warp at this snail.
Okay.
So that
you begin to conjure the magic of the void as you aim directly at the snail and.
Yes, and that I believe that is according to this, it's a fort save DC 18.
It succeeds. With a critical success, actually.
Bugger.
33 on its fort save.
Dang.
All right, it has way too much fortitude. All right, got it.
No, I rolled a 19.
That was just a basic save.
That's still a lot for a 33.
Yeah. That's a lot. It's really beefy.
Okay. But I think that's everything, right? 2 actions for your spell and then 1 action to stabby stab. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the natural 20 went at least to getting you cleared of the gooiness of the thingy.
Yeah.
Which then brings us to Arsini.
No.
No, it's Bill.
Bill.
Oh, the Bill? Bill, sorry.
Yep, so Bill's going to try to continue to dig this thing out first.
Oh, actually, hold on. Before I go too far. When you didn't... the creature that you just cut off didn't actually attack you, did it?
Not yet, no.
Lushara.
No, she got impaled, and that was it.
Duggan.
Okay, because
impaled.
when it issued the command, it should have attacked as well. So I'm just going to give you 2 quick swipes. Neither.
dies.
Actually, well, no, this should have happened a little earlier on. Does a 22 hit by any chance?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Does a 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that is an additional
Uh-oh.
12 damage just from it
Ah.
attaching onto you and just swatting at you.
Okay, I'm down.
You're down?
Okay.
You've got
You know
3.
what?
I only had 4 hit points left from that first hit I took. Because I
Ah.
got 26 points of damage
Well,
because
you-
it crit on me.
Well, I'll tell you what, because I had, in my own lapsed judgment, forgotten these attacks, you can remain on 1 hit point
Okay, wonderful. I'm going.
without the cost of a hero point. I will allow you to stave off that blow,
Okay.
because that was also on me for forgetting to make those attacks.
Okay, lovely.
Okay. Bilratar.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Belrotar is going to try and snick the thing off of him. And apparently Bill's luck is turning because he also rolled a nat 20 on this attack.
Whoa!
So I'm going to assume that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But still with the acid, so just dunking in the water didn't really do anything. So he's going to dunk again, but this time instead of just trying to brush it off, he's going to effectively use his nails to try and see if he can scrape effectively the top layer off.
Oh. Yes, and before you do that, you did have a free attempt at the end of your turn last round, so you may roll that one first before you try to scrape it off.
Oh, okay.
We got a channel point redeem in chat. It's divine healing for Lushara.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Lashara, you are back to full hit points. Before we do that, real quick, Lashara, which is your god? Who is your deity of choice?
Across the streams.
That is
Cross coming in.
Cross saving me. Thank you, Cross. I always have trouble saying the name because it's really long because, elves. It's Vindeladara?
Vindeladara?
Yeah.
I don't know that god.
She's the let me look her up real quick.
And while you look up, there's also 10 bits donated by Scots and Dakota as well.
Hey, Scott, good to see you. Thank you so much for the bits, you kind and bloody beautiful legend, you.
There we go. Let's go look her up.
Okay. Vindeladara. She is the Elysium god of the guiding hand, a chaotic good god of twilight architecture art, worshipped by elves. She believes in preserving tradition and prefers innovation over creation of something entirely new. She actively supports the preservation of elven culture through the protection of their art and historic buildings. While she is a good goddess, she often comes across as aloof, particularly to younger, non-elven races. She is known to judge their work harshly and never answer the prayers of a non-elf. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, well, given that you are an elf,
That's
fine. So, in this particular instance, as you receive your divine healing, I'm going to say that that Lushara, for the rest of this battle, has these tattoos that have appeared in this sort of Celtic cross pattern across their chest that is spread like vines across their neck. It is purely a tattoo, purely aesthetic, and it glows with this almost a golden hue. This blessing that has come from your divine patron has healed you fully and restored you. If you have any conditions or any of the like, is also restored. And comes with the blessing of the cross that is now on your chest.
Ooh.
That free getting rid of the acid was another nat 20, if you can believe it.
Ah, freaking nice!
All
All
our
right.
nat 20s
That's
going
awesome.
to these little things.
Yep, so that's two 20s
All right.
rolled in a row. It's never going to happen again.
Well, if you roll a third one, you'll die. I mean, because technically you've targeted yourself with it, so 3 nat 20s insta kills. I mean, that's just the rule.
Bill just
So,
killed us. Or unalive. No, he killed us.
So yes, you do not need to spend your action to wipe it off, as the acid has become inert.
Okay. Which means I've got two actions, so the last thing Bill's going to do is kick off the rock with the dagger in hand.
No, sorry. To clarify, you didn't need to scrape it off if you got a nat 20
No,
on
but
that
the
first
first
one.
action was to get rid of the leech.
Oh, right. Yep.
So Bill is
Yeah.
effectively going to kick
Done.
off from the rock and try to plough almost dagger first into the mollusk.
Ooh, okay. Make an athletics check. If you succeed, I will have the mollusk be off guard against your attack.
That is a 17.
That is a success. You leap forward, make your attack. You get a +2.
Okay, this is the second attack. So that'd be a 21.
That is exactly what you need for its AC.
Ooh.
Then it takes 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Done and done. The wounds are starting to stack up on the creature. You can see cracks appearing in its shell, its legs twitching with both hunger and anger. And I need you to make me another athletics check, if you would, to try and catch yourself instead of falling into the river.
That is a 25.
Perfect. You are now... well, I mean, you can choose. You can either be on the rock or the shell of the creature.
I'd say on the shell, considering
Keeping in mind...
where I was trying to go, yeah.
Sure. Yep. You are on the shell of the mollusk as you cling to it and hang onto it above the line of the water. As we then go to the mollusk, it is going to issue its commands. It would go to issue its commands, but none of them are alive. It's going to swing its shell about and just ram Bilratar into rocks. You ready, Bilratar?
Blood is streaming down his face.
That is
Yes.
it. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so that is 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
Ooh.
That is a 20 to hit.
Also a hit.
And an 18 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. So that is 2 strikes. The first one, as the shell crashes into one of the rocks, you take 14 damage for the first one.
And Bell goes limp.
Oh, I guess I
Mhm.
don't know how far away he is right now from me. Is he within 30 feet?
Yes.
Even with the 10 that I moved back? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna do the Genie's Veil, which gives him concealed against a triggering attack until the end of the creature's turn, the current creature's turn.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I will allow chat to roll it. Chat, can you roll me exclamation D20? And if the first roll is 5 or lower, then the creature will miss hitting Bilratar.
Oh.
First one's a 6, and the second one was a... Oh, no, the other one's like... Yep.
No second one yet. So yeah,
First
6.
one is a 6.
Dang.
From
Unfortunate. Well,
Oh.
Bilratar does still end up going down. The second attack, I'm gonna say, given that you've gone limp, it would probably use that second attack to grab you I mean, do they eat people? Is that what they do? They don't really eat people. Doesn't really say what they do with people. I think it's just territorial, so I guess it'll leave you alone. So, yep, you're just unconscious, you fall into the water, and you start drifting away. It is going to go for... yeah, the one's drifting away. Aleph, are you in the water as well?
Yes.
Okay, well, Lashara, you're the only one, so it's going to use its 2 attacks to go for you.
Also, there was another divine healing redeemed by McClover for Bill.
Ooh.
McClover!
Oh, did I miss that?
Clover,
don't-
came out of the shadows
Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh,
to heal,
yeah.
and
Well,
then
All right.
went back in.
thank you, McClover.
I've always got to watch out for that. I've always got to keep. I have to keep on my guard. It's like just when I'm like, yes, finally, I have emerged victorious, and then all of a sudden, cavalry shows up and saves everyone. All right, well done.
Right,
Thank you, McClover.
But I guess
I'm
you could say
ready for
Bill
my
doesn't go
attacks.
limp.
That's true. Bill, what is your deity?
It's
for
Goron.
Bill Ratar?
Because remember we made the whole thing about it. Because the new module.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I mean, he's still alive at the moment, but we'll see how we go. So, Bill Ratar, you know what? I will have you fall unconscious and in the water. So we are still gonna have Lushara being attacked here, but as you fall into the water, all of a sudden you start to hear like these sounds of these drums that start to beat in your chest. It plays this very rhythmic tune, doom 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 doom, and you realize these drums aren't drums at all, but it's the sound of your own beating heart that's just like kicking into this higher gear and this higher rhythm. You find yourself like kind of in a swath of blood. You're actually not in the river underwater. You're just kind of like you're like on the surface, like you're laying on your back with the water lapping against your beard and your hair. Because this scene looks so much like a blood-soaked battlefield. You see standing kind of at the, like sort of at your feet is this huge, imposing suit of armor. You blink once and you suddenly come to, and that rhythm starts to get louder and louder. You feel the blood churning and boiling in your body as you are fully restored. And in that time in which you are now fully restored, Lashara, does a 24 hit you?
It sure does. Not for critical.
And not for critical. And then 8 plus 14, 22 for the second one.
That one also hits.
Okay, so the first damage is 13 damage.
Ow. Okay.
And the second one is 15 damage.
Sorry, I had to snort laugh because she she collapses back down on the rock.
No.
All right, now we're gonna shift gears here a little bit. As you fall into the water, Biruta, I'm gonna say that the water is sort of sweeping you guys away from the snail. All of you guys are now very, very firmly in the water. Biruta, Aelith, and Arsini are all awake, but you see Lushara slowly drifting further away. She is in actual danger as you notice that not only is she unconscious, but also with the weight of your combined efforts, you are being pulled into the tide of a waterfall.
Ooh.
All right, what do you guys do?
We semi out of initiative. Because imagine where Bella is, he's probably closest to the other bank.
Yeah. Yeah, you are out of initiative.
Yeah. So Bill will try to make the last distance to the bank, trusting in the rope that's going to anchor everyone
Okay,
to effectively be
I see.
a pivot point for everyone else.
Arseni will
I'm being
attempt
attacked.
to
I'm
find
being attacked
him.
by a dog.
Oh no!
Christina
Yeah, hello.
redeemed a divine intervention,
Ooh.
presumably on the last attack for Lushara.
Christina, thank you for the divine intervention. We will, I think for the story purposes, we'll hold off on that because I think this will lead to a better place. But if you would like, Schoolia, can we restore the redemption and then you get your points back?
Yep, just give me a second to switch the different view.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, we are effectively out of initiative.
Right.
So you guys may do whatever you would like as you do so.
Yeah, I think. Well,
You do also see that. You do also see that there is a mollusk that is still attached to Lushara that will likely kill them if the waterfall doesn't.
Okay. Well, if Billitar is swimming towards the edge, I will also swim, but I will take a I'm not good. I don't have. Well, I got a dagger. You know what? Yeah, I will go swim up to Lashara and try to stab the thing off of her.
Right, make an athletics check as you begin to swim frantically, trying to catch up to Lushara. Keeping in mind that you are also being swept away.
20.
Hey, nice. Yep, you do manage to swim over and make your attack as you try to claw out this
Natural
This-
20.
Whoa!
Oh, good. I was
You
worried you're going to stab
so-
Magnus.
That's fair. Magnus is still dry. Magnus is basically using Lushara as a life raft.
I'm probably howling.
Yeah. Mao. All right. As you cut the creature free, I believe there are no more mollusks on anyone. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
That,
Yeah.
That's correct.
All right, but the river is taking you guys towards the waterfall and away from the giant snail. Aelith and Bilritar, what do you guys do? The Shire, you are still unconscious. Otherwise, I would have asked you as well. But yeah, you.
Yep, no, that's fine.
Aelith is going to try to swim back to shore as well. Help with anchoring.
Okay, make an athletics check.
$22.
All right. With a 22, you can get back to shore. I'll need a second athletics check for you to hold on to the combined body weights of the 3 members of your party, which also include 2 dwarves.
13.
You go back in the water. Not because you weren't strong enough, but because the river itself is also muddy. So it's as you try to plant your feet, just the weight just clears the mud and it just pulls you back into the water. But you are effectively nearish the edge as you do so. Bilritar, what do you do?
Yeah, so Aelith's back on the starting bank. Bill was trying to climb up onto the end bank and effectively do the same.
All right, let's make an athletics check and get you there.
15.
15's not bad. You struggle, you pull, and eventually you get towards the edge, pulling yourself and just managing to clamber onto the shore. I presume you want to try and hold on for dear life?
Yep.
All right, let's make an athletics check as you try to hold on.
That is a 28.
You plant your feet like a good dwarf should, and you become the immovable stone. The ropes go taut as you are held, and the ropes, basically start to ease up. What now?
I'm going to grab onto Lashara, and since Aelith and Bill are kind of anchored. Oh no, you said Aelith was back in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since Bill is anchored, I'm going to then try to. You know what? I'm then gonna swim towards. With the Shara in arm, I'm going to swim towards Aelith and try to grab onto her as well.
All right, make an athletics check.
24.
All right. You manage to swim over to Aelith.
And then I grab Aelith. So now I got one in each arm. I say, Bill, pull us up! I got them both! I can't really swim with two of them. I can try, though. And I guess with my last, or I will attempt to try and swim using just my feet to go back to, or to go to the bank where Bill is.
I was going to say, use your feet and the pivot of the rope.
Oh, just
All right. Make an athletics
Yeah.
check as you try to swim over to the bank.
ooh, that was good. 14.
No, while carrying two people, you just are unable to get any traction and begin to slip.
Okay. Yep.
All right. At this point in time, like I said, the rope is taut, and Bilratar, you are slipping. There is nothing you can do to hold on for too much longer. You need to get them to safety, otherwise you are going in the drink.
Yep. So, realizing this, Bill will look to see if there's a bit more firm footing for like a tree or something like that, even if it's a bit further down on the bank.
Mm-mm. Unfortunately, there is not.
Okay, then Bill will do the one thing that he probably thinks he can do, which is with the rope still taut, dig in and try to crawl further up the bank to effectively pull everyone behind him. And hopefully get to some drier footing doing so.
All right. Let's make an athletics check and see how you go.
That is a 27.
Damn.
Alright.
Nice.
With 27, you pull and you dig and you pull and you dig. And foot after foot, Bilratar, you manage to harness all your power and drag them to safety.
And then Bill will collapse exhausted from the strain.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As one does. Dragging for
All right.
people.
Oh, yeah. With sharp, shallow breathing, Bilratar lays in front of you. Now, during this period of time, I'm going to have Lashara just roll me a single death save. I mean, technically, it's been a couple rounds, but I'm happy for one.
Needs to give CPR.
Alright, where are those death saves on here? Is that just the straight?
It's a straight D20.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. That was not good. That was a 4.
All right, you gain another dying value.
Oh God.
So what am I? Dying
2.
level. Where is that? Am I dying
Okay,
2 now?
You should rate it down to, yeah.
Yes, you're dying 2 now.
Okay. Alright.
Seeing
All right.
Lashara down, can I pull out? I have a minor healing potion,
Mm-hmm.
and give that to her, like pour it down
Right.
her.
All right, roll a d8, and then add 8, and then that is how much healing.
Okay. Here we go. So that'll be a total of 13.
Okay, 13 healing. Lashara, you regain consciousness. You spit out some water, and you cough and splutter. You are on wounded 1 now, but no longer dying.
Okay. Dying is 0. Wounded 1. Got it. Yeah, I'm. She's like
You okay?
panics at first, coughing and then swatting. She's the last thing she remembers is amoeba thing grabbing at her.
Hmm?
And then just kind of looks around and just.
We're
What
good.
happened?
We made it off.
Okay.
We floated downriver a bit, but we're okay.
Okay.
Bill pulled us out. I grabbed us when we were in the water. I killed the thing off your shoulders, so.
Oh, thank you. And then she's gonna scramble and look for Magnus and be like, "Oh God, he's good. He's okay too." And then start untying the rope. It's like, let me out. Let me out of this.
Freedom!
And Bill will just be like,
Uh,
I knew there was a reason I suggested tying us all together.
Yeah,
was-
sorry I went in the water first. That was not expected. Obviously.
that was awful.
We need to find a place to kind of. I mean, we need to make our way to that thing, but I don't know where it would be now because we got kind of washed downriver a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see what we were? Because we were aiming for
You can still,
where we saw that.
yeah, you can still see where. Yeah, you can still see where it is, and you can still re-navigate. You will take a little bit
Okay.
longer than anticipated, but it's up to you as to whether or not you want to go for that location, or if you wanted to take a rest and find a place to, hunker down for a bit.
I can't imagine it's safe for us to be traveling around in wet clothes in this jungle environment.
No. But Bill will say, and imagine we can't just simply kick up a fire and dry everything out, especially given what that thing did in the cave. An open fire is probably not the safest thing here.
Probably, yeah.
Well, we can at least try and find shelter just to rest a little bit.
Yeah. I am
Yeah.
all for that.
Let's do that so we can patch up any wounds and try to dry off a little.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're going to try to find some place to just rest up a little. How bad do you guys look? Does anyone look like they need like some immediate attention?
I'm wounded, but I'm otherwise okay. I'm at full HP, but I'm wounded.
For some bizarre reason, Bill looks as though he's in pristine condition, other than soaked.
Being muddy wet.
His hair's also white.
So I have a question about the tattoos that appeared. Do they remain behind?
No.
Okay, so it was just a temporary when she was okay. I'm just curious. Okay. All right. How? Well. Okay. What?
Let's find a place to hunker down.
Okay.
Bill
Well,
retire.
we look good enough to.
Maybe.
Well, Bill, you look great. Tired, but you look really good. Like hit a few times.
Char's just like, ooh, he looks good. What?
No, not like that. More of like, I
You've been
kinda
working
saw
out
you
together?
get like chewed up a bit.
I'd imagine Bill would almost try to play it off as though there must be some very mysterious water for dwarves there. Come out looking as though you're 10 years younger.
Really?
Okay.
Dive back in the water. No, I'm just kidding.
You were in
All
the
right,
water
you
enough.
I'm kidding.
But no,
I become younger. Yes.
but no, I'd imagine
I
at this
think
point
you've gone
Bill's
through enough
probably
life changes.
Bill's probably at this point
Mhm.
looking around the banks trying to spot what he probably assumed would be a defensible position just in case, since it's unknown territory.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to be coming from the river, and not this close to the waterfall anyway.
Okay.
So we could keep the river at our
Well-
backs.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
And then a crocodile grabs hold of him.
Ah.
Considering what was just in the water, I don't know that I want to be that close to the water again.
No.
That
Yeah. Let's...
That- snail thing was flinging stuff really far. Yeah.
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 Actually,
Well,
does it look like it's up further still? Like, how far did we go downriver?
Pretty decent way.
Okay, so we don't see that mollusk from before. Like, kind of.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
Mm.
gotcha. Well, we're far enough down from the mollusk, but I don't know if it can't swim and come down here and chase us. So
So as long as
let's
Oh,
start.
well,
as long as we set up a watch and all that, I'm sure we'll be fine. For
Yep.
enough of a clearing,
True.
we won't be surprised, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
sure.
All right.
Well, I
All
guess
right.
let's move a little further in and find a place to sit for a bit.
yeah.
Okay. As you gather up and get some rest, you build yourself a makeshift campfire, and I need you to make me a percentage check.
Who do you want to roll it?
All of us, or yeah.
Anyone who wishes to can. I would also like to remind everyone that we do still have the secret menu item in case people want to take the percentage chance away from you.
I rolled a 78 on the percentage dice.
That's pretty good. All right. You set up camp and you make yourself some makeshift dinner. It is hard to tell what is poisonous and what is not. Thankfully, you have rolled reasonably well and have scavenged things that seem to be quite palatable. As you discuss the efforts of today and everything ranging from the encounters with Kaneepo to the creature in the shadows that wanted you to free Kaneepo, to, of course, the very clear understanding of what the fuck happened to Elink, which we all know and are now fully aware of and have come to terms with. That was sarcasm.
Yeah.
We still have, we have no idea what we.
We don't know the full impact of that yet, and
We do
Yeah.
not. We do not. But we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes, you're enjoying a pretty restful scene here. If there's anything our players would like to discuss, I invite you guys to freely discuss it, as your night will go by unperturbed.
Okay. Well, Lushara's gonna at least treat her wounds, and anybody else who needs wounds treated.
Sorry, you are gonna be on full
Yeah.
hit points after a long
Okay,
rest,
good.
but this is more of a
Yeah.
role play scenario where you have a chance to talk and discuss and yada yada.
Aleph is going to walk up to Lashara. Would you like to do some training?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I seem to
Okay.
get hurt a whole lot. This is not really what I was expecting when I went out to go find my brother. I'm not cut out for all this adventuring. So, yes. Anything you can do to help me not die would be great.
Okay. So I'm going to find just items, that sort of thing, and set them up and kind of start training. Do you have daggers or anything like that?
Weapon wise, I have a staff, a sling, and a sickle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think at first, since with the sling and it's a distance thing, working with you, working together, at least right now, on kind of target practice to practice your ability to hit, or Lashara's ability to hit better. So if we want to do some training with that type of thing.
I think that makes more sense than me trying to whack somebody with a stick.
All right.
I'm not strong like our dwarven friends.
Neither am I.
Okay.
I will go find. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna go find Bill Rotar, but you can finish your scene.
I think that's Aelith will work with Lashara to help guide her in hitting things better, more precise, that sort of thing.
She needs confidence.
I will.
Yeah.
I love the incentive, but I will reiterate that this is a chance for role play and for your chance to get to know each other better and share stories, not a opportunity for you to get any kind of real mechanical benefits outside of your leveling skills and the like. Because you guys, as I will like to reiterate, are incredibly severely wounded. So at this point in time, you're trying to break even, not advance.
Yeah.
How is it that none of this seems to bother you so much, Aelith? Like, you're always just so calm about everything. I don't understand.
It does bother me. I just try to control that so that I am able to focus to do what needs to be done. And then once that is done, then it's the time to process what happened. Letting it get to me beforehand is not going to help anybody. It takes away the focus.
I can understand that. So, what led you out here? I left home just trying to find my brother. He's missing. though they keep trying to tell me that he's dead, but there's no evidence to that. So I think he's in trouble. But what brought you out here?
I thought I needed to be away. I didn't feel like I was needed at home. So I decided to wander, to hunt, do what I could. I didn't find what I wanted out there, so I tried to make my way back home. And then all of a sudden, memory's gone. So I
What did you
was.
see in the? Oh, I'm sorry.
I did see family. But then fire, destruction. So I managed to come upon the scene with you guys. Trying to figure out, what happened.
Yeah. I saw my brother in the gate, and then obviously came out with all of this all over me. But what if because we were gone for so long, what if he's still there? So I need to find the gates. That's the only clue I have right now of where he could be. Otherwise, I think I would just go home. I'm not an adventurer. I'm not a hero or anything like the others and you all seem to be. But there's no one else looking for him, so I have to stay out here. So, but I'm glad you're here.
I'll help you. If we figure out what all of this is, and if you haven't found your brother by then, I'll help you find your brother.
Okay. Thank you.
Meanwhile, across the camp, Bilratar and Arsini, what are you up to? Also, by the way, could I have both of you, Lashara and Aleph, receive a hero point? Well done. That was very, very
The
deep
shower's
and
already on
meaningful
full,
roleplay.
but yes.
You can have the spare one if we have time to use it in the 25 minutes we have left.
Okay.
Arseni would just walk up to Bill, who seems to be taking care of the camp stuff, like campfire and stuff like that. And
Oh, is he? Is that what Bilratar's doing? Do you want
I don't
to tell
know.
us what else
Sorry.
Bilratar's doing, Neil?
I'm sorry. Okay,
This
he
fucking
said he was
guy.
helping camping, so I thought that's what he was doing. Sorry. All right.
No, it's fine.
I-
It's an honest mistake. I'm just making fun.
I guess Arseni
Well,
walks
in
up
which
to
case,
Bill.
in which case, the correct way would be to go, "Hey, Bilratar, what are you doing in camp?"
So assuming the main setup is done, Bill will almost be sitting down looking up at the sky, because the previous night we rested inside a cave, so he didn't. The impact of being in this new environment hasn't really set in. But taking a moment to look up at the sky and see quite a different skyline. I'd imagine.
Well, there is something here that's very important to dwarves, especially. Is dwarves originally were completely enamored with the sky. In fact, the first time dwarves in Pathfinder ever came to the surface, it was for a thing known as the Quest for Sky, because they were born underground. So Arsini, who has likely seen the sky all the time, might find it very strange that Bilrata is so enamored with just a different sky. Because yeah, dwarves do have that about them too.
Hmm. Okay.
So there
So
you go, Neil. You got your intro.
Okay. So I think seeing him laying on the ground there, I would like also just like kind of plop down and lay next to him and just also look at the sky, but like not in the same way he's looking at it, and I would just be like, I think I'm getting used to this dwarf thing. Though there still seems to be a bit I'm not fully understanding. Is there something I'm missing, Bill?
I don't know what you mean about being a dwarf thing. I just usually try to be myself.
Hmm.
Maybe you don't quite have the gruffness yet.
Roughness.
Bilrata's like, oh yeah, no, you've got to get used to the smell. That never comes out.
Oh, well, the smell. Oh, there it is. Um, um, took a while, but I see. I smell it now. Um, yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm still kind of getting used to it. The sudden transition just kind of threw me off, just because one I was a human, then I went to skeleton, and now I'm a kind of a stronger build, and so I'm like, what do I do? Like that's I'm trying to figure out how to be able to help you guys and stuff like that. Like my fingers feel a little fatter. I can't play my music as well, but or maybe cast my magic as well either. But some part of me thinks that maybe I'd be able to help with this new strength as well. I don't know.
I'd imagine at this point Bill just almost starts doing a very silent chuckle. And he goes, I'd be very surprised if you got used to a change of form so fast. I mean, you've only been, I guess for a few days, and you were a skeleton for how long? And
Yeah,
before
true.
you were a skeleton, you were someone else for how long? That's a lot of changes,
Well,
and there's got to be some adjustment period. I mean, if you could get used to suddenly being a dwarf after a few days, what would that say to all the rest of us that had years growing up into these forms?
right.
I mean, and then obviously, if you want to really pass yourself off a dwarf, there's one thing looking like a dwarf. But I suppose you still, if you really want to go for the full dwarf, you not just got to get the attitude, just the appreciation as he just glances back up at the skyline again. Unless you
Look up as well.
appreciate exactly where you're going and what you're aiming for. I mean, to be fair, you can tell just by looking up. We're a long way from home now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's really catching me is so many answers out there, and who knows exactly if we're ever going to get back to the land where we're going to need to find them.
I mean, that's the fun part about making stories, right? Is you got to do it to create it.
That's one thing about creating
I mean,
stories.
technically,
And then you almost see a scowl. It's It's another thing when you're seeking individuals. As almost a cold tone comes over his voice as he thinks about what drew him in.
Mm. Thanks, Bill.
Well, if you ever want to talk
I
about
just
being a
wish I could-
dwarf, I'm sure myself, or I'm assuming Elink is technically still there,
Yep.
could enlighten you to a few of the delicate matters, assuming we ever cross other dwarfs.
Do you know any dwarven songs? I mean, obviously you don't have to sing them, but
Given the quiet nature, Bill would probably try to croak out effectively a dwarven war song, considering his more mercenary type background.
Roll me a percentage.
A percentage? Okay.
And then you can do me a perform check.
43.
Whoa.
All right. You aren't really that cultured as a dwarf. There are some war tunes and songs, but they're usually, as one would expect from dwarven war bands, songs about one of three things: fucking, fighting, or eating. That's basically the three big things. So, you share one of your tales of war and sorry, your sonnets of war, which you may make a performance check to see how well you do.
As Sunny is just enamored with the singing anyway.
Well, it's a flat roll of a 3.
Alright.
I did say croak out, effectively.
Oh yeah. No, this is just like the worst thing you've ever heard. It is vulgar. It is dwarvish. It is yeah. It is.
Nice.
No, it is not. Isn't anything but nice. It is.
No,
it is
no.
the furthest
That's
thing
what
from
me
nice.
saying.
No, it's fine.
But
No,
Bill's
I know.
probably the only one
Alright.
at the end of this that has a grin on his face as he's singing it.
Yeah.
All right. The both of you may also gain a hero point, which we'll see
Yay.
if we can use them now.
Yeah.
The night goes by reasonably easily. The morning you are awoken to the sound of a cacophony of animals awakening to the jungles of Castrovel. And let us make a survival check to see if you can get back on the road towards the light rail.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
I got an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Skills.
I got a 19.
Bill got a 24.
Nice.
Lishara got a wonderful 8.
You do have that. You do have that spare hero point that'll go away in 15 minutes.
You know
so.
what? I might as well. Let's try
There
again. Okay, we got a 12 this time. Not as bad.
Nice.
Not that great.
Okay, sure. All right. You travel side by side, making your way through the jungles. Eventually, you come to an area where just ahead looms a short hill covered in grass and low-hanging vines. The mound is punctured here and there by mossy boulders and ambitious trees that seem to grow gnarled and twisted around these various large structures. It looks as though once upon a time there may have been an old village or town here, but the forest and the jungle has long since reclaimed it. At the crest of the hill is the largest of these boulders, which has been carved into the unmistakable likeness of an elven head. As you begin to move close, I need everyone to make me a perception check.
Ooh.
Alright.
I rolled a 12, so I'm actually going to use my reroll then.
Oh,
Sure, not a problem.
24.
Yeah.
23.
That's
24?
even worse.
23.
Oh
I
no!
rolled a 9.
Hey Schooly, look at chat.
Yay.
Anonymous unlocked a secret menu item.
Oh no.
Anonymous, whoever you may be, first of all, thank you so much for the very incredibly generous donation. Secondly, I've got 15 minutes, guy. Okay, cut me some slack. Okay, we're gonna make the best we can, but the full experience will be next week. Just FYI, I want to make sure you I want to do right by this. All right. Now with the perception check,
I got a
this is
10
gonna
by
be
the way. So with the reroll.
this is gonna be so hard. Okay, I've got this. Give me 2 seconds. If I do that.
What everyone get again for perception?
Oh, shush.
24.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
I've got it. All right, I've got it. I got it. Okay, here we go. So, you begin to make your way up the hill towards the large stone that is depicted of the elven head. As you get closer, Bilritar and Aelith, you both start to get this sort of foul, almost sour smell that seems to emanate from the nearby area. As you get closer, you turn and you can see that there are a number of these almost cat-like creatures with lizard faces that seem to be skulking around. At first, you pay them no mind until you realize that upon their personage, their fur is interwoven with these large pustules that ooze and leak this yellow substance, the source of this foul smell and odor. Now, while this little, sort of abandoned elven structure seems to bring your attention, these creatures move closer and start to surround you as they prepare to defend their territory. Bilritar, your hand automatically finds the cleft of your weapon. The Aelith, you also grab onto your bow and prepare to notch your arrows. But then something happens. The creatures stop and immediately turn to the south. Without another word, they begin to flee. Moving, you can hear they're no longer stealthing, they're no longer being quiet. It's now this frantic motion as they crawl through the brushlands. As this happens, everyone now takes notice of these sudden movements of these creatures.
That's odd. Okay.
Bill would immediately glance in the opposite direction, see what they're potentially running away from.
You begin to look. You begin to look to the opposite direction to where they ran. There is no sound, nothing seeming to come from that direction. At least not as yet.
Creatures
But then
running
suddenly,
from something. Maybe we should.
Move ourselves.
well, before we get to that, the ground itself suddenly starts to tremble and shake. You watch as these small little stones begin to vibrate almost, and you feel these tremors in the ground. They're very quick and rapid in succession.
Uh-oh.
And that is when you see it breaching through the forest, a stampede of creatures that are making their way into the field that you happen to be at, climbing up the hill and over the ridgeline. These large bipedal creatures that seem to have no head, huge, large, almost dinosaur-like bodies that propel themselves forward. You see that there are a number of deers with elongated necks and faces that look like llamas with large rabbit-like ears, bounding and skipping, birds flying from the tree line in the same direction. You also see these scurrying creatures that look almost like porcupines, but with lizard-like turtle heads as they all begin to move directly towards you. There is no time to clear a path. The stampede is coming directly at you. What do you guys do?
Are there trees?
Tons of trees, yes.
Can I climb the statue that we were just looking at? The head?
Yeah, the head. Yeah, absolutely. Make an athletics check as you quickly scramble for the large stone boulder.
All right. I'm totally athletics is so my strong point. Straight roll for me.
Bill,
That
probably.
was a 7, but I think I'll use a hero point to just try.
You can hear it.
one more time.
You can hear it point that. Hold back on the result until we find out what everyone else does. All right, what else do we have?
Bill, instead of trying to
that's
climb
worse.
up, would instead try to use the head as like a wedge, thinking that effectively they'd funnel around.
Oh,
Just so he's still
Okay,
on
so
the
yep,
ground.
you're going to go take cover behind it. Yep,
Yep.
not a problem. Okay, yep,
Yeah.
you hurry over there and you take cover. All right, what
that
about the
looks
rest
like
of
a
you?
good idea. I will follow Bill.
All right, yep.
Yeah. Yep, Aelith was planning on doing that as well.
Sure, not a problem.
Yeah.
Lashara, what do we get for our reroll?
A 2.
Oh no!
2. Okay.
I
All right.
just panicked and tried to crawl up this thing like wow.
All right. As you do
Is
so.
okay, never mind.
No, as you do so, Magnus transforms into its cat form. You can make an athletics check using the Hellcat stat.
All right. Let's pull up Magnus. Hopefully he's better at this than I am. He is. Let's hopefully I roll better. That was where did that go? That was a 16 total for Magnus.
All right, that's nice. All right, so Magnus grabs you by the shirt and flips you onto his back as he leaps up onto the rock. As he does so, the stampede runs towards it, and it looks like the stampede is going to jump onto the rock, over it, and likely, potentially still crush your allies who are hiding behind it, for those that aren't veering around. But with Magnus at the top, coated in fire and roaring, none of the other creatures climb over the rock. They all vent around and create like this part in the stampede that separates around and continues to go. You hear the thundering of the hooves and the claws and the paws that just race past you. All manner of these creatures trying to flee. Magnus holding his ground as the stampede rushes through. The noise is tremendous. You can barely hear yourself think. And then, as quickly and as suddenly as the stampede arrived, there is silence. Followed by another one of the creatures, one of the large, bipedal dinosaur creatures with no head, seems to come back. It seems to have injured itself somewhere along the way. As it staggers towards the rock, the tree line bursts forward and breaks, unleashing what looks to be this large Tyrannosaurus Rex with purple skin, multiple arms, including these large scythe-like appendages, and it reaches down with its jaw. And as it does so, you watch as the headless dinosaur, where the next stump would be, suddenly open up and release this supersonic scream. I need everyone to make me fort saves.
Ooh,
Okay, what do we get?
Lushara got a 15.
In order of appearance. So, yep, 15. That is a failure. Next.
21 from Bill.
Do I need to roll Magnus?
That's a success. Yeah, Magnus will need one as well.
I got a 19.
That is a failure.
Ooh,
16.
Also a failure. Those of you who have failed are deafened by the noise.
And Magnus rolled a 20.
Magnus is fine.
Okay.
So, as this creature is roared at, the creature is holding this screaming note, like the neck that is opened up to reveal that it's not a neck, in fact, it's actually a mouth, is just continuing this constant barrage of noise until you watch the giant jaws of this monstrous dino track around the waist of this creature, and with a sickening crunch, lift it into the air, breaking it in half. The noise stopping as it hangs limp in its jaw. It is thrown and slammed onto the ground with a spray of blood as it hits. The dinosaur is not done. It puts a foot on it and unleashes this roar. Those of you who are deafened are spared the cacophony, but you feel it in your bones and in your organs as this creature, the beast known as a Nisilora, prepares to attack. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
No.
Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining us today. I hope you guys had an amazing time. I know that I did. I'm
crazy,
very, very
yeah.
grateful to the donation for the Nisilora. Now, keeping in mind, the Nisilora is a very inappropriate fight. Our group is not designed to fight or to deal with this. This creature is designed to continually hound, harry, and otherwise threaten our heroes throughout their adventures in Castrovel. So thank you. This is a multi-episode reward, so be sure to tune in and watch as the chaos continues to unfold. If they, for whatever reason, do manage to defeat it, there is a very special item, or should I say, very special resource I will provide to the players to build or make something as well as a magic item, should they decide to do that.
Nice.
That's not an incentive. That's just in case you guys end up figuring it out. Hey, there's something that'll happen for it. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching the show. We hope that you enjoyed yourself. Again, sorry that I couldn't be active in chat today, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate having you guys here, still being a part of the show while I am abroad. Thank you for your kind donations, your subscriptions, your bits, everything. It means a lot and helps. It goes a super long way for making sure that I stay safe, happy, and fed while I'm away. Guys, you're amazing. You're wonderful. You're spectacular. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Odds Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. Well, not actually my face. This is my avatar face. You can find it here a number of times during the week, and I will be back in like 7-8 hours for our other game, Curse of the Crimson Throne, so be sure to tune in for that. Till then, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other, because why the fuck not? It's free. And until we meet again, game hard. Or die trying. Bye, folks!